Hello and welcome to this video series where we're checking out submissions to the Dungeoncrawler Game Jam of 2023. And this time we will have a look at Chronoleaper by KillerzScrubbie and also meangpu for the programming and Clair de Lou for music. And for the music I'm interested now, and of course Midjourney for the art, which is also interesting. Clair de Lou completed my game production certification. Oh, congratulations. But I was checking for the jam if there was any news, like creator of. If the game was, or the music was created specifically for the game, or if that was like something which was there and then used for the game. I don't see it here. But yeah, Clair de Lou was doing the music. And like for example with the assets, I don't think that Rexart, this asset store, that this was made for the game. So in any case, let's have a look at the description here. One perspective may not be enough. Leap through time and look through different perspectives. Understand the importance of the past and the future. Fight your way through this in this turn-based RPG Dungeoncrawler. Dungeoncrawler 2023 Game Jam submission. When in doubt, just leap through time, of course. WSD, QE, space, and I for inventory. Space is time leap, alright. Currently there's no possible way to get to the end at the intended way due to me forgetting how teleporting works. One missing block was the only thing preventing other players to progress further. I just hope that we will see when the game was intended to end. So yeah. If you find any bugs or any spots you should not be in, please send me a message and I will try to patch it. We hope you enjoy our game. We plan to update this project in the future. Patch, the first patch coming after rating ends includes many bug fixes. Yeah, just as a reminder, I'm recording this right after the jam was done, and even if like I have as a judge, I've got a little more time than the rating phase of the community. But of course I need to judge the game which was sent in for the jam within the 7-day time period. But if you are watching this video now, there will be plenty of games which already have patches available, and this will probably then include this game. And if you check out the game, you will probably be able to play it in a patched state, so that this bug, for example, where you can't finish the game, was already patched. So if you follow the link down in the video description to the HIO page, check for Chronoleaper, you will probably then find a patched version. And with that, let's jump into a Chronoleaper. And here we are in the menu, and I already looked around here. It looks very professional. Also, one point which I even highlight in all of my Let's Plays and other videos is that the volume, when you start up the game, the volume is all set to 5, which is great so that you can actually increase the volume and don't need to fiddle around with the Windows settings to increase the volume. So I don't get why a lot of developers, I mean in the professional, in the commercial space, set their games at like this. And then expect, so basically at maxed out, and then expect the player, well, if you want to have it louder, then just change the Windows volume. That makes no sense to me. You could as well just start at 0 and then say, or at 1 and say, well, if you want to have it louder, then use Windows. It's just pointless. So, yeah, kudos for that. Nice to see that it's starting at 5. And also it's great to have the FOV setting, so you can adjust the setting how you like it. But this doesn't necessarily mean that the perspective is working fine. This is also the preview of our starting position, which is not very yeah, it's not a good position to check that. And we have a smooth movement or instant movement, and we will have a look at that as well in a bit in the game. So yeah, let's just jump into the game and have a look at that from a more useful perspective. Now this already looks and feels great. And this is basically, I would say, the perfect environment. Well, not maybe not the perfect, because we can't see exactly where 2 tiles are. Maybe this, because we can see that on, let's see, a bit of zigzagging here. Also nice music by, I think it was Clair de Lou. So yeah, let's use this perspective. And I mean, half of that way is 1 tile, right? This is 3 tiles. So yeah, unfortunately we can't see exactly. Here you can see exactly, like, if I hide myself now. This is the tile we are standing on. This is the next tile, and this is the tile after. And we can see that on the right side there is a free space to walk on, and on the left side we have the wall, so we have a perfect orientation already with the settings. But we can change the field of view, and now you have a more meaningful way to adjust the setting. So yeah, if we zoomed in massively, you wouldn't see the floor anymore you're standing on. So if that's the thing you want to see, because you need to pick up items from the floor, then you would probably not go with that. Depending on the game, it might or might not be necessary. And this one might maybe be a bit too zoomed out. But I mean, it's down to taste. But in both cases, you have the orientation and know what is left and right of you. This is a bit of a more narrow path. Let me enable the overlay here. This is what you are seeing overlaid now is some graphics I made for or based on Legend of Grimrock. So it's the Legend of Grimrock graphics you see there. And I drew some lines where you can see the tiles. And Legend of Grimrock, I think, has a basically one of the optimal, like, most commercial games actually do that very right with how the tiles are shown. But let's just jump into this field of view thing again and adjust it a bit, and you can see that now it's pretty much the same as, well, maybe just a tiny bit out, right? Yeah, it's pretty much what you have in Legend of Grimrock, pretty much the same. Alternatively, I also did that for Lands of Lore, and you can also see how Lands of Lore does it. And yeah, so I would say that the perspective is pretty much perfect, and you can even adjust that. Now, regarding the controls, they also seem to be pretty much perfect. So you cannot hold the forward button, but that's something which is, let's say, nice to have, but it's not really a problem if that's not in. Depending on the game, sometimes you really need that, but in this game probably not. Also, it's very quick movement, so you might not even want that. And regarding the controls, it's queuing up the commands. So if I move forward right, it goes forward right. So perfect. Perfect controls. And I could even disable the smooth movement, and now it would be like this step-based. But I think if it's like the execution is as perfect as it's in this game, we can as well enable it, and this will be better to also show the game to you, and you can see how like what direction I'm turning and so on. So it's more viewable at least. Alright, so now that we already talked like forever about the setup here, so absolutely perfect. Let's check out the actual gameplay. And music, as I mentioned, is also perfect. Graphics are also nice so far. Let's have a look into our inventory. Yes, pretty much nothing. Yeah, we need to press space for the time warp thing, right? Aha. We can see that in this dimension we can move further to that side. And basically, yeah, we traveled through a wall. And now we travel to this other side. And there's a chest which we can only spot in that view. Alright. How do we open? Nice. The interface, the graphics don't fit that well. This is more like kind of cute pixel art, or not even pixel art. This is drawn art. But yeah, it's not fitting that well. Just like it's not a perfect match, but it's fine. Dimension. Okay. So you can't jump into a wall, which is probably a good thing. So it's checking that, and it doesn't break the game. By the way, you can also see a nice graphical effect here. So we are now in this area, and you can see some, maybe, I'm not sure if that's showing through YouTube, but there is some grain or fizzling going around, and if we move over, you can see that here a bit. You can also see that it's basically sharpening, it's blurred out, and then, well, sometimes it's smoother than than others, so maybe that's a bit immediate, but it's a nice effect. Alright. Okay, and we can pull something. Oh, we can pull something here. Flip. Yeah, this of course looks a bit ugly. Alright. Aha. And we got some monster dude. Oh, okay. Turn-based battle. Now we are fighting against Skeletor. Very nice looking combat screen. And we have different music as well. I don't know what this means. Maybe these are actions. Yeah, okay. So we can use Slam, deals 2 damage, Protect, gain 1 block. How do we choose what we want to do? Okay. We just click on it. Damage, we can select the enemy. We used up 1 action, but apparently we can't use that again. Okay, so that's all we can do for the moment. So now we know that the sounds are too loud. So what happens if we use the block? Unfortunately, we do not get any information about what the enemy is doing, so we would need to kind of track that externally. That's maybe something which would be nice to see as a tooltip, like how much damage does he do, and Alright, so... What was that? You also regain mana every now and then. Ah, he's healing himself. Yeah, that's definitely not the most interesting fight here against this Skeletor. Maybe the first enemy should have... Because I guess we get more abilities and so on. Maybe the first enemy should have been some slime or so, or some rat instead, which just dies with after 5 hit points or something like that. Because clicking that like 15 times is maybe not the most engaging victory. Alright, so let's see if we... I mean, we can use the potion now. Ah, ha 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 ha! Okay, that was my bad then. We should have equipped the dagger. Equip. Alright, so now we are doing more damage, and we might even have like a different icon there. And by the way, we can reduce the effects here. Let's set these to 3. Alright. And there's the rat I was talking of. Ratar with only 15. Alright, so now we have dagger. Well, it's also only doing 3 damage, but now we can use 2 attacks, and that's a bit quicker then. And the dagger has a heal. That's a bit weird, but fine. The rat is doing 2 damage every turn. Gain 1 block. Heal 1. Gain 1 block. Heal 1. Gain 1 block. Heal 1. Yeah. So that's an, I would say, a typical issue even for commercial games sometimes. If you design a game which allows for in-game or in-combat healing, that healing should also be available outside of combat, or you need a way to put pressure on the player during combat. Like, have the enemy escalate after 10 turns or so that it gets stronger. Because what I'm doing now is basically just repeating the same thing over and over, so that I am back to 30 hit points. We even get mana back every turn. I'm not quite seeing how this is handled if we just get... It's basically just another action point system, right? With the mana. Yeah, this takes a bit. I mean, it might not even be necessary, but I'm basically compensating for the stupidness I showed in the first fight, not using the dagger. So now we are catching up. I still don't know exactly how the block is working. Because the rat was doing 2 damage. maybe it's doing 1 to 2 damage. This time did not do anything, so we gained. This time it did 2 damage, removed the block, and... Alright. Okay. So, let's deal some damage now. And... Yes. Oh, it's already dead. Okay. Victory. And we are back at full HP, but not full mana. I don't quite get that. By the way, we also have a compass there. I don't know. Usually, I would advise against just pulling any levers before you explode. Because then you might not get what it was actually doing. Yeah, the controls just feel absolutely great. Music is nice. Sound is nice, but was still too loud. So let's reduce that further. I'm just pulling everything now here. Alright, we have a chest piece, which we will also equip. And it might just be that all items will give you some additional abilities. Ah, nice. Okay, so we even have fights with multiple enemies. I know that we could select an enemy when we were attacking, but I saw it in several games now already in the jam that we only ever faced like one enemy in the group, which was then pointless to select the enemy. But so yeah, this makes the combat much more interesting with a very easy implementation, because now you can basically think about okay, which enemy does more damage or has a more dangerous debuff and should therefore be killed first. So in this case we know the Skeletor. I don't actually know what damage it was doing, but it wasn't a whole lot. I don't know what the X-Slime is doing, but it only has 12 hit points, so it might be a good idea to just kill that one as soon as possible. We got this siphon here, which gives us 3 mana points. I don't see... Ah, okay, but because this one takes 4, now we are at 4 out of 10. Let's see how much we regain. Okay, so we regain 3 mana each turn. Alright. Deal 2 damage. So we will kill that thing first, and we will keep up the block for now. The slime is keeps healing itself, but we can now kill it, and now we can gain the mana back with the siphon. Ah no, because we only have 1 hit point left, 1 action point left. Alright. Let's deal 3 damage. Gain... We still have the block here. So was that stacking? I didn't check. Yeah, so the block is stacking. That's maybe a bit strong. Okay. Let's use that for a heal then. And then we will just do damage. Deal damage. Deal damage. Oh. Deal. Deal. Alright. We might want to have the... Well, we are regaining mana anyways, so we can just keep doing that, and we will up and at full mana later on. We will not do that. Okay, let's use this then. Let's see if we keep our blocking outside of... Yeah, that's a problem. So, the block should of course go away after each fight. Otherwise, we can just have a fight against a rat then stack up 100 blocking, and we are basically invincible for the rest of the game. Or 1000 blocking, right? So that's a bit of an oversight. Alright. Before we continue going there, let's explore a bit more and see if there's anything else. Like this chest here. We got spiky bracelets. Deals 2 damage, gain 2 block. The offensive deals 2 damage, gain 8 block. Alright, well, we will see. Equip. And we got... Yeah, I don't think that I will ever need healing potions in the game. Of course, there's a clipping bug, but... graphical glitch. Also, we only explored the area in the, like, physical realm, or whatever you want to call it. It's relatively big, though. Let's just stick to the left wall for now and see when we end up. Alright. Let's jump over. Very interesting. There's a completely open space here. But we might end up in some blocks if we just jump. You have even this three-dimensional... Okay, there's one other wall tile. I don't know if that's intended that way. Probably not. What? And this is probably also not intended that way. Why can we go through that? Yeah, I don't think that this is supposed to be here. And we can't go up the stairs. Can we move over? I feel like we are not supposed to be here. This seems to be like outside of the level structure. I think I saw something standing there. Yeah, and these are the corridors. There's probably some... Yeah, something which was missing that... So, we did win the game. But I think we kind of broke it. Alright. So, let's play again and try not to break it. So, jump over to that side. Jump over to this side. Loot the chests. Get that stuff. Equip. Alright. So if we only have a very few enemies, we can of course also just kill them without exploiting the system. It seems like the enemies don't respawn. Ah, no. They are roaming around, okay. Alright. Deal damage. Deal damage. Deal damage. Deal damage. Victory. Alright. Cool. Oh, there's another rat? This might also be a bug. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, we got a kunai. Okay. Deals 2 damage for 1 mana, so it's just the same as, or almost the same. And precision throw, 5 damage for 2 mana, right? But this is no, this is actually 2 damage for 0 actions. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if we forgot the chests before, if they are randomly populated. 6 damage, 1 damage, random enemies, alright. Gain 2 mana is also interesting. For 2 mana, bam. And gain 2 mana. Random enemies. 5 times. You only have 1 enemy, so... Bam. Okay. Alright. And now we use the free one. Ah, no, it's... Yeah, it's a free action, but it costs 1 mana. Okay. Yeah, again, I think that's a bug. That we are facing the enemies 2 times. Maybe because I restarted the game. I think I forgot to use the other thing, but... What was that? Oh. So there were 2 of these levers. This one and there are the gates. Dimension jump is obstructed. Now the first one is open. Now, there's... And we will probably need to fight against... Ah, there's the slime. Deal 5 damage. Deal 3 damage. Deal... That's not possible. Let's take this. Alright. No actions anymore. Victory, and we'll probably fight against these again. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bug. We don't have any mana left, so... Well, we could here, but it's... I think it's not necessary. Maybe we will find something harder later on. Okay, so anyways, we are now in this room. Ah, a big doggy. A robo-dog. Alright. Yeah, it's also just doing 1 damage. I mean, we will need to fight this again. Yeah. Look. And yeah. Well, let's use a healing potion. Drink. Okay. And there's the stairs up. And there's a chest down there. Knight's Helm. We can heal and block with it. Alright. We already pulled this thing. We can't go there. We need to get up there. So how do we do that then? You can jump down. Maybe on this side. Yeah, okay, there's something else. And another robo-dog. Alright. Yeah, so we could, in theory, like, make us invincible with this armor. Steppy step step. And there he is again. No actions anymore. I could have used the dagger. Yeah. I mean, I'm not using the most efficient things now, but... Alright. Interesting, so we can go and collect some more stuff. 9 damage and 20 damage. Alright, so let's swap this one. Cool, cool. So how do I get out? Alright. Uh-huh. And this is down. Now we can go here. And yeah, that's a really cool mechanic. And I see there are more enemies down there. But let's keep exploring for now. Yeah, jump is obstructed, okay. A trusty shiv. That's the one I just put in there, right? But I haven't been to that chest. So anyways, there is a gate. We can't open that gate. Unless we probably push or pull that thing. No. It also didn't transform the item in there. Uh-huh. The same item again. No. Okay, I confused that. Obviously, I mean, that's the chest content. Lost bow. We already got one of these, but this was super... Well, actually, we have the dagger now. Kind of pointless. What? So what was in this chest? I missed... Yeah, I confused that. Oh, double barrel shotgun. And a double axe. Alright. Yeah, I think we are probably done with just having the sword. But yeah, we are not getting through that gate, so... Let's find... Oh, but there was also this robo thing in the other dimension. Well, let's kill these now. Deal 20 damage. Well, we don't really need that. Let's do this first. And of course, that was the wrong one. And... Alright. Alright. And again, which is the bug. Again, block. Gain mana. Gain more mana. Okay. Forward, right? Treasure! Another axe, another potion, Yeah, but we don't really need that anymore, so... I think the enemies are... kind of... toast now anyways, so... Earth Brew, max HP. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. So we can even increase that value. Yeah, and now we are outside again. Which is probably broken. But I think we got the idea and pretty much of... maybe there is some more puzzles, but I think we got a good overview here. Let's see. Let's see that we win the game again. Where was it? I might have been in the... in this, yeah. It's probably supposed to be in that room here. Which we can't enter. And my guess is... you win. Alright, my guess would have been that something opens that we can, from inside, reach that thing. So, that's Chronoleaper. Overall, a very nice, very professional looking entry. Unfortunately, yeah, a bit broken regarding the level structure and a couple of combat design flaws, which are just like how the items are designed, more or less. And of course with the double combat. So yeah, the game needs a bit of polish in that regard, but on the technical side, it was pretty much perfect. So, yeah. So the controls, perspective, and so on, everything perfect. The sound design, perfect. Graphics, perfect. Duality theme, perfect. The combat system itself even is pretty much perfect. I like the combat, how it's working, how you're selecting different types of enemies. Maybe there could have been like more interesting enemies, that they're doing something more interesting. And a tooltip about what the enemy is doing would have been nice. And yeah, regarding my... besides of the like obvious bugs, like you shouldn't get outside and double enemies appearing. What my basically the game design flaws I would mention are like healing inside combat or gaining mana inside combat. If that is a thing, then it is probably a better idea to just give the player 100% mana and hit points outside of combat. Every time a combat is finished, you're healed. Because if you're basically, as player, you're pushed to do that process in the combat, it's just annoying. So why not give the player the full amount anyways? And of course, you should not be able to stack up armor in combat, which you then keep outside of combat and put into the next combat. Because that essentially means you just fight against one enemy, you stack up your armor to 1000, and then you basically don't need to consider hit points anymore during the rest of the game. So these were some like balancing issues in combat, which I think should be fixed if you wanted to make a commercial game out of that, right? Yeah. Beside of that, I mean, that was a really great entry. It's really a shame that it wasn't like being playable from start to finish in a non-broken way. But yeah, I'm really interested to see, like, with updates, if this is like brought further into a more polished experience. So but that's where you have the option to check out the link down in the description and visit the itch.io page to this game and check out the updated version, and maybe you will find maybe they're even adding more levels or so. So if you're interested in doing that, check out the link in the video description to itch.io, and if you're interested in seeing more videos, you will also find a link down there to my playlist with all the videos I did so far. You can also subscribe to the channel to not miss any new videos. That was Chronoleaper by KillerzScrubbie, Clair de Lou, and meangpu, and that's it for this time. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.